Hi everyone, Fran Penberthy here and welcome to Tuesday Takeaway. Today we're going to have a look at hay fever, whether that is you're reacting to trees or grass or weeds. You maybe are feeling really miserable at the moment and you might be on lots of different medications, whether it's decongestants, whether it's steroids or antihistamines. But the first thing that I want to start off by saying is that pollen is not your problem. Pollen is an innocent substance that actually does not do you any harm. What is causing you harm is histamine, and that's being produced inside your body. Your immune system is pumping out histamine in reaction to something that it thinks is an enemy when it's actually not. So if you've just got the mindset that you just want a magic pill through taking some medication, then that's probably going to dampen down the symptoms, but it's not looking at, well, why is the immune system overreacting? What is the root cause of this? You maybe haven't always had hay fever, it's something that you've developed. So what I want to have a look at is what could be going on behind the scenes. It's something that can be resolved if we understand what is going on, what's causing it, and what we can do about it. The reasons that you can end up with hay fever are wide and varied, obviously, but something that is very common is that it's not just hay fever, that actually you're responding to lots of other different things as well. You've got allergies to maybe dust or animals or foods, you know, that you've got a range of different allergies, or maybe you've got asthma. You know, it's usually that it's not isolated, but actually it's part of a bigger picture. Now there's a reason why you might be developing all of these different allergies, and one reason could be leaky gut. And that is where just the lining of your gut wall has got damaged, it's become leaky. And when that happens, it creates this extra problem for the immune system. It's got undigested particles of food passing through into the bloodstream, and the immune system is on high alert, reacting, thinking that these are invading enemies, when actually it's just that your food's not got digested properly and it's leaking through. So this can set up the immune system to being hypersensitive. And as time goes on, so the immune system starts to fire off in all directions to new and increasing things all the time. I know that was part of my story years ago when I was so ill. It was like I felt like I was just, developing new allergies every week. You know, it felt like, what is the matter with me? Why am I reacting to everything? And for me, it was leaky gut, and the reason that I had developed leaky gut was because I had a candida infection. And that might possibly be the reason that you have too. I have got a questionnaire that you can go through that will give you just a little bit of an idea as to whether that's what's happening for you. So what I'm going to do is keep it nice and concise, I hope. And I've written these things out for you in more detail, and I'll put a link below so that you could just click through and read at your leisure and find out more of the details. So the sort of things that I've covered is diet, lifestyle, the supplements that you can take that have shown, well in studies to make a difference to hay fever symptoms, and also lifestyle, things that you can do just in your everyday life that maybe will help with the symptoms. So they're the sort of things that I've written out for you, and I'll give you links to afterwards. So if you're currently suffering from hay fever, do just pop me a comment in the box below and let me know how things are going for you. If you found anything that actually works really well for you, then do please share it with everybody. Or if you've got questions that you just get puzzled about certain things about hay fever, then just pop it in the comments below, and I'm sure that somebody, me or somebody else, will be able to maybe shed some light on that. Please do also click the like button and let me know that you are appreciating these videos. That just encourages me such a lot. So, okay, let's have a look at diet first. Now, we want to be eating anti-inflammatory foods. Obviously, inflammation is where your immune system is reacting. It's setting up inflammation because it's fighting something. in this particular case it's fighting pollen. So we want to keep our food as anti-inflammatory as possible, because we don't want to be adding to that inflammation, because there are foods that you can eat that actually will promote inflammation and encourage it, and there are foods that will actually dampen that right down. So I've listed in the thing that I'll give you a link to all the foods that just make inflammation worse. I mean, you're going to probably guess what quite a few of them are, you know, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, man-made fats, you know, all of these kind of things promote inflammation. Also, you know, with hay fever, you're getting a lot of mucus, extra mucus, which is part of what the immune system is just producing. And dairy products are sort of well known for being very mucus forming. So if you're suffering from hay fever, dairy products are probably not going to be helping, because they could be adding to all of that mucus outpouring that you're currently suffering from. Now, the kind of foods that are very anti-inflammatory is a lot of them are going to be plant-based foods, but also things like oily fish, very anti-inflammatory, really helpful. And you want to be eating those oily fish 3 times a week. And if you really, really hate fish, then get yourself a really good quality fish oil capsule and take that instead. Okay, these plant-based foods that are anti-inflammatory, well, it's going to be all the colourful fruit and veg. So it's the foods that contain things like vitamin C, vitamin A, quercetin and bromelain. Now, these kind of nutrients are just so helpful for not only cutting inflammation, but actually they've been found in studies to have a really good effect on hay fever symptoms. And I know that some foods will naturally contain histamine, or they will prompt the body to produce histamine. And what I've done is I've written those down for you so that you can see those. But the kind of foods that I've just listed to you, they're very anti-histamine. Those ones actually block the body producing histamine, or the cells receiving histamine and acting on it. So they're very helpful for being natural antihistamine plants. Now, what you can do as well is that you can actually take supplements of some of these nutrients. And so what I've written down for you is my hay fever kit. So the supplements that I would recommend as a lovely package for you to try, so that you can see, because when you're taking supplements, obviously you're taking much higher concentrations than if you were just eating the food. So say that quercetin, it's in red foods, it's in green foods, so like red apples, red onions, you know, it's in purple foods. But you would have to eat a massive amount of those foods to get the kind of levels that you could get if you took quercetin as a supplement. So for hay fever, it's a great idea to take supplements of these nutrients so that you're taking them at these kind of study level, you know, amounts. So in this hay fever kit that I've put together, which I like to recommend, there's a quercetin complex. So it's got quercetin in there, but it's also got some other nutrients in there that actually they all work together to enhance that antihistamine effect. Also, I've put in there a vitamin C supplement, because vitamin C is quite a big nutrient, and you can't really put much into a complex, because it would just make the tablet so big that you'd never be able to swallow it. So you always have to take vitamin C separately as well. So there's a lovely vitamin C supplement there. One is probiotics. I know I've talked about that with you for a while, but really good studies looking at whether taking probiotics can actually reduce the symptoms of hay fever. And they have found that yes, they can, and actually by quite a big percentage. And what they've done is they've looked at 2 particular strains of friendly bacteria. So in my hay fever kit, I've put there a lovely supplement which has got those 2 strains of the friendly bacteria in it. And so you can click onto that next and have a browse through that and see what you think. Maybe there are things you've tried, but I think this starts to pull everything together for you. So the final thing that I've written out for you that you can click through afterwards actually is just those lifestyle changes. There are a lot of things that you can actually be doing in your house, around your lifestyle, that actually can just minimise perhaps your exposure to pollen during this stage where you're actually looking at the cause. I hope I've given you masses of food for thought in this video, and there'll be even more in the links below that you can read at your leisure. But if there's other things that you wanted covered and I haven't covered them, you let me know in the comments below. And for now, I will say goodbye and I will see you again very soon.